Bayou Time Sports is brought to you by Terrebonne General Health System Community Sports Institute in conjunction with Barker Honda.
Welcome to Bayou Time Sports. Baseball is going on in our area. We talk a lot about high school baseball in the Bayou region, but we also are big fans of both Nicholls State and LSU related to baseball. Let's take a look at the Southeastern Conference standings with LSU. This is after a terrific series for LSU where they took 2 of 3 from Tennessee. Tennessee, a team that is breathing right down their necks as we look at the standings. Texas is phenomenal, folks. I would have never expected Texas to come into the SEC and do that well in baseball. But obviously under Coach Schlossnagle, they are doing extremely well, 19-2 in the SEC. If you're 19-2 in the SEC, you're doing something right. Arkansas, who has been struggling as of late, dropped to 14-7. They were right there on the heels of Texas, but they've had a couple of tough series for the last 3 consecutive weeks. And there you see the Tigers. They are also 14-7 in conference play. Both Arkansas and LSU are 5 games back of Texas. Tennessee, good baseball program, obviously. They are your defending champs, national champs. But this weekend, it shows that they don't have the pitching that they had last year. Maybe the offense, but not the pitching. As again, LSU took 2 out of 3 from the Volunteers. Alabama, a little bit of a surprise this year. They're having a good year. Of course, LSU took 2 of 3 from Alabama also. Georgia is fading just a little bit. They dropped back to 12-9. Georgia got off to a hot start in SEC action, but they are fading. Ole Miss took it on the chin a little bit this past weekend. Vanderbilt is always good. Oklahoma, middle of the pack. Auburn, a little bit surprised to see the way they've dropped lately because they took actually 3 from LSU just a few weeks ago. And then you go right down the line. The interesting thing about baseball related to the SEC, I didn't think anybody could go 0-21. And that is exactly what Missouri's doing. Missouri is 0-21. Of course, they were swept by LSU to start the SEC season, but they are failing miserably. One thing you may notice also, of all of those SEC schools, only Missouri has an overall losing record. That's how good the SEC is. South Carolina, who is a team that LSU is going to play in 3 weeks from now, is coached obviously by Paul Mainieri, and they are struggling also. They are 5-16. So again, LSU 14-7, a midweek game with Southeastern this week, and then a big series with Texas A&M. Texas A&M, a team that just got out of the gate horribly this year, is starting to get some things together. They're 8-13. And I do believe, maybe except for Missouri, anybody in the SEC could beat anybody. So not a team to take lightly, as LSU, again, is going to play Texas A&M in a 3-game series this weekend. Let's look at the Southland Conference baseball slate. And there you see Nicholls State struggling this year. They are 15-26 overall, 8-16 in the conference, which puts them 10 games back of Southeastern. Southeastern actually passed up McNeese this past week to take the lead in the conference. They are 18-6. McNeese at 17-7. University of Texas Rio Grande Valley, who is a really good baseball team, they are 19-9 as it stands now. Again, the goal is to get into the conference tournament. We are certainly hoping that Nicholls can get something together here as they close out the season. It's going to be tough. This week, Nicholls is at Tulane. They are at South Alabama in Mobile, and they are at UNO in New Orleans. So 5 games this week, and none of them are in Thibodaux. So it's going to be really tough for the Colonels. But you know what? Sometimes you just want to play away, and maybe that's a good thing. Maybe they'll go out on the road and make a little noise this week and this weekend. And finally, softball. Man, the Nicholls State Lady Colonels are hot, folks. They took 2 of 3 from Southeastern this week. A Southeastern team that's very good. There you see, look, Southeastern's 43-13 on the year, 21-6 in the Southland Conference, and the Colonels took 2 of 3. So I do believe in conference play, Nicholls State has the opportunity to beat everybody in that particular conference, and it all starts this upcoming week. The Southland Conference softball tournament is being held in Hammond. It starts later this week with the Colonels in the bracket drawing number 6. That's Stephen F. Austin. So they'll be playing Stephen F. Austin to start it all off. Stephen F. Austin is 26-26, 14-12, and the Lady Colonels had no problems with the Lady Lumberjacks early in this year. So let's hope that they won't have a problem going forward. Again, Lady Colonels are 29-22, only 3 games back, but listen, you can't catch them now, so you got to go make your damage. You got to make your hay when you play in the big tournament. The winner of the Southland Conference softball tournament gets an automatic bid into the NCAA tournament. And a lot of congratulations needs to go out to Coach Ron Frost. They started off a little slow this year, but as the season went on, got some big wins, got wins over power programs like Penn State along the way. Southern Mississippi, they are playing well, and we hope that they continue to play well, as here at the end of the season, they've been on a little hot streak. So there you have it, collegiate baseball and collegiate softball in our area. We're going to keep you up to date. Baseball's got 3 more weeks. Softball is into their conference tournaments. Obviously, if Nicholls State baseball can get in the tournament and win it, they would make the NCAA tournament, but that is the only way. It looks like LSU is going to get in no matter what. So we'll keep an eye on what those teams do as we move forward. We'll be back with more Bayou Time right after this.
This segment was brought to you by Terrebonne General Health System Community Sports Institute in conjunction with Barker Honda.